Henry Flagler before Florida. Henry Morrison Flagler was a successful American businessman during the 19th and early 20th century. He was born in Hopewell, New York, in 1830. At the age of 14, he left school to find his fortune and dream. Flagler partnered and invested with John D. Rockefeller on the booming oil industry in Cleveland, Ohio. There, he made his wealth to invest in other places, such as Florida. Henry Flagler, personal life. One of the reasons Flagler first moved to Jacksonville, Florida, with his wife, Mary Harkness, and children, was to have a better climate for her illness. Regardless of the change, she passed away a few years after. Henry remarried and stayed in St. Augustine, Florida, with his second wife, Alice Schertz. There, she convinced him to invest in the state. Soon after, Henry engaged on the construction of the famous Ponce de Leon Hotel in 1885. Flagler, Florida, railroad beginning. Henry Flagler and his wife became somehow uncomfortable with the transportation system in Florida, which was extremely ineffectual. He decided to invest and bought 2 railroads in the northern part of the state, finally creating his great investment in the state named Florida East Coast Railway. This new and amazing transportation system passed by St. Augustine, Daytona Beach, Fort Pierce, and ended in Palm Beach. Consequently, Flagler decided to build another hotel for the affluent tourism of the north, named Royal Poinciana Hotel in Palm Beach. Flagler South Florida development. One of the first positive consequences Flagler's railroad brought to Florida was the development of real estate. Unfortunately, this was threatened by a very cold winter freeze between 1894 and 1895. It is said that Julia Tuttle, one of the most important figures in the development of Miami, sent orange blossom flowers to Henry to prove that the freeze did not affect South Florida, mainly Miami. It has been inferred that he decided to continue extending the railroad system south after that. Henry Flagler and Miami. Flagler extended the railroad to Miami in 1896 and stayed to continue investing and helping the city to grow. By 1904, this railroad created and increased the development in areas such as Kendall, Perrin, and Homestead. Henry also engaged on real estate business and land development with important city figures like Julia Tuttle, the Briggles, and many others. Unfortunately, he had to deal with more personal problems due that his second wife became mentally ill and had to be hospitalized. Later, Henry married his third wife, Mary L. Kennan. Flagler and Key West Railroad. After Miami, Flagler decided to continue his railroad project and expanded to the Florida Keys, mainly to Key West. It was almost an impossible project, but he started it in 1904. A 7-mile bridge was built over the ocean, which was called the Florida Overseas Railroad. The difficult task was finished on 1912 and brought settlements and agricultural growth wherever it passed. Henry M. Flagler legacy. Flagler died in 1913, at the age of 83, of a fall at his Palm Beach's Whitehall house, that later became a museum. His body was taken to St. Augustine in his Florida East Coast Railroad Company train. During his life in Miami, Henry helped the city progress and develop considerably. He was considered one of the key personalities on the economic development of Florida, mainly South Florida. His investments improved and created markets for real estate, agriculture, tourism, and more. Flagler, as a religious man, helped people as well as church institutions. He even gave free lots of land to churches of different religions. In 1896, the city of Miami tried to change its name to Flagler, but he did not accept. Instead, the 53rd county of Florida was named after him. In addition, the Ponce de Leon Hotel was named into a college, named Flagler College. Henry Flagler was a great visionary and an exceptional figure in the development of what the state of Florida is today, thanks to his legacy.